All right. Um, so I almost forgot to do an update. Today is Monday, January 2nd. It has officially been 3 weeks since my gastric bypass surgery. I wasn't really feeling coming up to do an update, but I'm here because I want to be consistent. But if I'm being honest, I'm kind of down today. I have been, I'm still stalled. So my kind of like 2-week stall is now gone all the way through the second week, and now it's the beginning of the third week, when I guess folks would normally have their the start of their stall. I didn't start. I started it in the middle of last week, or like a whole week ago, plus 3 days. I think it's been 10 days. And I've been teeter-tottering around the same 2 or 3 pounds. Like, I'll go up a pound and then down a pound and then stay the same. Like, it's just been kind of like the absolute value of like 3 pounds for 10 days now. And I think when I came on, last week to do my update, I was in more of a like, I'm gonna do my face routine at the same time. But when last week I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get down. I'm not gonna get down from the stall. Like, I know that that's a normal thing, and like I think we get wrapped up in these stalls, and it's like not that big of a deal, and blah blah blah. I know the weight's gonna come off, and that's how I felt last week. But this week it's different. This week, like, mentally, the mental game is like fucking with me, and it's weird. Like, not only is the fact that I'm still stalled bothering me mentally, it's also bothering me that it's bothering me, which makes no sense, right? But there's so much mental shit that's happening that I'm kind of like, yo, like, I get it. So on the one hand, it is bothersome that my weight hasn't changed. It messes with you because that first week and a half, I was like dropping. I lost like, I don't know, like 19 pounds or something, 18, 19 pounds in that first week and a half. And I have a smart scale. And so it was telling me like how much water, muscle mass, blah, blah, blah. And so one of the things that I noticed contributed to the fast weight loss was there was about 2 or 3 pounds of just muscle that was gone, more than that maybe. And then bone mass was also weird in there, and then obviously water. And so this week I have done the thing that I said I wasn't going to do, and pretty much got on the scale every day, which I do not recommend because it literally just has driven me down to like a very blah mood. Like today, this second part of the day, I've kind of just been like, sad me. And I know that it's because I keep weighing myself, because outside of weighing myself, like in my clothes, I have been like cleaning out my closet or whatever. And so I was cleaning my closet, and as I was cleaning my closet, I was getting rid of things that don't are already too big, and then also things that fit me right now, but I know that by the time that season comes around, they're gonna be too big. So like my shorts, summer shorts, and that kind of stuff. It was just like, I'm already cleaning out my closet, so let me just go ahead and do it. It's the new year, blah blah blah. So I have been trying on things that were previously like fitted or tight, and like they're definitely loose now. I know that the composition of my body is like changing. Like I'm not at collarbone status yet, but like I can see something happening, And so like I know that the non-scale victories are like a thing, and the people are like, oh yeah, like celebrate the non-scale victories and blah, blah, blah. Like I know all the things that are supposed to happen. Like I know that I'm not supposed to be on the scale, or if I feel down and out, I should do like try on clothes and measurements and all that, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I get it. And all of those things are totally true. But for whatever reason, it's still fucking with me that it has been 10 days and like nothing has occurred. So what the mental game now is like, okay, twofold. One, if this were to have happened in a setting where like my stomach wasn't a different size, I could totally see like this being a point where I would just be like, I give up, like whatever, like I tried, it's not working, like my body hates me, like it is what it is, like bye. So I could definitely see that kind of level of self-sabotage occurring at this moment, because it is so mentally frustrating to like see something that has been kind of like it hasn't always been like an active desire or active like action, but it is something that's always been in the back of my mind, like losing weight. Like I've been a person in a large body like my whole life, so that has always been kind of a thing running my head, even if I'm not actively trying to like lose weight or whatever. But yeah, like so seeing weight come off and like, okay, the surgery is like working, like I don't regret this, like it's gonna happen for me. It's finally gonna happen, and it's going to happen in a way that like, like I did the hard part of like choosing to have a surgery. I like am following the things that I'm supposed to be doing, like, and so like weight loss is gonna happen, but it's not gonna be like all encompassing in my brain, like a thing that I have to like think about all the time and stress about all the time, because I did the foundational work of like getting the surgery, and that coupled with, all the things that I'm supposed to do, but then also things that I can no longer do, right? Because of the stomach thing now, it's going to work, right? So you see that happen for the first 10 days or whatever. And then to hit a like, and then nothing, it is a mental mind fuck after, the 3 or 4 days is cute, because you're like, okay, I'm going to be one of the people whose stall only lasts like 3 or 4 days and then it's going to be done. Like, I'm not going to be one of the people whose stall is like 2 weeks or something. Like, that's crazy. So, after about 4 days of a stall or 5 days of a stall, I'm kind of like, all right, like I'm kind of over it now. And what now has creeped up in my mind, which I know is not true, right? Because I have looked at all the people who, like I've been on all the message boards and the support groups and other people talking about their stall and how, some people started in the second week like mine, and it lasted 10, 11, 12, 13, however many days. But then you look at their a lot of on the message board, they have like little tickers, whatever, like, and it shows how much they lost. And like people were freaking out in those messages from like 3 years ago, 5 years ago, however long. And then you see at the bottom, they lost like 150 pounds or whatever, or they've made their goals or whatever. And so like, I understand the science behind why this all happens at this point. I also understand like it's physically impossible to be eating enough to where what you're eating and like exercise is not going to affect this particular stall. Like, I get it. Like, your body's trying to catch up. A lot has happened. You had surgery, lost a lot of weight. It's like, what the fuck's going on? Blah, blah. I understand all of that. Logically, my logical brain understands all of that. But my little heart is freaking the fuck out, because my heart is like, or my anxiety really is like, wait, but maybe you're not, maybe it's not right? Like, this is completely normal for everybody else, but maybe for you, it actually is a sign that this isn't going to work and you did this for no reason, right? Or maybe it is for you particularly, like maybe you are eating something wrong, or maybe you are doing something wrong and that's why you're not losing weight. Like, there's that thing that's happening in my brain, and I'm actively fighting against it, or at least I'm trying to, but it is really frustrating. And I also am struggling with, like, I'm a recovering perfectionist. And so I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. My 3-week doctor's appointment is tomorrow. And I'm also like dreading going to the doctor because I'm afraid. I mean, and also being a fat person, doctors are just generally like a scary thing in general. But like, for this in particular, there's this other fear of like, oh, what if the doctor's going to be disappointed in me, or he's going to say like, you did something wrong, or you're doing something wrong, I'm in trouble. Like, there's that weird script that's also running. And so like, I'm just, my brain, this is like a mental battle. Sorry, I'm trying to hear if I hear my baby. I don't think so. I don't know what that is. But anyway, yeah, so 3 weeks is very annoying for me. It's annoying. I'm just trying to hold on to, this is a normal thing. But I don't know, like, I'm really struggling. Like, I'm really struggling with this one, because the other thing that's running in my head, I'm doing all the things that they say you're not supposed to do, right? Like, I'm also now comparing myself to like all these journeys and stuff on YouTube where, like, yes, people go through stalls and some people go through long stalls, but I feel like looking at a bunch of like 1 month statuses or whatever, like people have lost like 25 pounds, 30 pounds in a month. And I'm like, how is that possible? Like, how am I going to get anywhere near that if I'm stuck at 18 pounds and it's been 10 days? Like, there's only like 9 more days in my month. There's no way that I'm going to get there. And then it goes back to that original freak out script of maybe the surgery didn't work for you. Or like, maybe you're going to be one of those people that it is going to be fucked up, right? And then the other thing that's going in my mind is my surgeon originally wanted me to get the duodenal switch because he was like, people whose BMIs are over 50 aren't like, the risk of regain is higher or something like that. And then you should get the duodenal switch. But I didn't want to get that one because I just didn't feel comfortable with that surgery. I didn't know anything that much about it. And I was doing research and I just didn't, I talked to people who had it or knew people who had it. And I just didn't want that one. And so I told him I didn't want that. I knew people who were around my height and size or higher, frankly, who had even VSG and were, successful. And I just didn't want to do it. So I told him I didn't want to do switch. I would rather do bypass. And he told me when I told him that, well, just know that your risk of regain is higher, whatever he said. And I was just like, okay, that's fine. Like, all right. So that's the other script that's going in my head. It's like, oh, maybe he's going to be like, I told you so. And I don't know. I'm struggling. Week three is this one is a doozy. Or is this week 3 or I'm going into 3 weeks? How does math work? That was 1 week, 3 weeks. So this is my 3rd week, right? Wait, no. It has been 3 weeks. So this is my 4th week? Whatever, however that works. Whatever week this is, the month is almost, the month is almost over. I'm only at 18 pounds. That feels slow. I don't know. I'm freaking out a little bit. I wish I was like more of a guru or whatever, where I could just be like, oh, it's not a big deal. Like, it's fine. Just keep going, have faith or whatever. But like, I'm not doing great in the faith department. I honestly, in general, haven't been great with like faith, having faith and patience and positivity, and like not going to like, this little hormonal pimple is really bothering me. I haven't had a hormonal pimple in years, actually. So this is kind of weird. Anyway, yeah, so I'm all the things that are required to keep your sanity at this point in the middle of this particular stall aren't things that I'm naturally great at. So I'm struggling with keeping the faith, being positive, being patient, letting things play out, and not rushing to catastrophic thinking. But I guess with many things with many journeys and things that you need to work on, it's oftentimes when you have to like do the thing that you're not good at is how you become good at a thing, or at least better at a thing. So I'm not giving up. I'm still like, I'm leaning into it, right? Like this week I started working out. I realized that I wasn't getting enough water. Oh yeah, I can drink from a straw again. I'm so excited about that. But I wasn't getting enough water. So I increased my water this week. And I also incorporated another protein snack. So I'm trying to make sure I'm hitting the protein and the water, or at least getting closer to hydration, even though I know that water is what is holding this extra water, holding this weight, maybe, I don't know, but I'm still trying to do all the things I'm supposed to do. I'm still obviously not eating that much because like there's no room, but I am still eating like 3 meals, trying to get in like a protein shake and either protein yogurt or protein water on top of whatever food I'm trying to eat. I was thinking for a time like, oh, maybe it's that rice. Like maybe you had rice with something the other day. Maybe that's it, or whatever. It's like a negligible amount of all of those things. So I'm trying to like do the thing, but I feel like wah. That's how I feel. But I guess we keep going because there's no choice but to keep going. And hopefully next week it'll be at least be out of this, like I don't even want to put a goal on what's going to happen for my 1 month. Honestly, I just want to get out of this stall. Like That's all I want at this point. If it's 3 pounds, if it's whatever, I just want to be over this so that I can like move on to the next step, because it is really hard to keep the faith this week, if I'm being honest. Like, I'm not doing well. But it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. I didn't follow my little step thing this week because I'm kind of like, if I'm being honest, that's all that's consuming me. So I guess for my weight, I have lost 0 pounds. I think I actually have gained a pound from last week. It has gone up and down 2 or 3 pounds, like yesterday, or this morning, I think I was down like 0.9 pounds from yesterday, but the day before that, it was like up a pound, and you know, it's just whatever. It's doing the thing. So that's my weight. What else? Other stuff, like I said before, I've tried on clothes. Clothes are definitely fitting differently. I can see like body things are changing, like composition things are changing, even though weight is not changing. So that's cool. I've also noticed that like it's easier. I'm having, you know, less trouble going up and down the stairs. Like I had to get my hair done the other day, and the person lived like up 3 flights of stairs. I was able to do that and recover. Like I do know like things are happening. You know, I've had more energy to like do stuff around the house and rearrange stuff and organize stuff. So like I recognize that things are better, and like that the scale is literally only, and I also like took some measurements. I've noticed that has changed. Like this belt that I've had for years and years, I wore it the other day, and it used to be on the first loop, and it was like so worn and so like taxed on that loop that it was like, you know how when you have like an old belt, it like looks really worn on the one that the hole that you normally use. I put the belt on and I was able to put it back like to the second to last one. So like I do know that things are happening, but the stupid numbers, like I just want to like I want to beat it up. But you know, yeah. So that's the other miscellaneous non-scale victories. Oh, I did forget, like one thing that was totally important that I forgot. One of my incisions got infected and I had to go to urgent care, actually. It was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve. On New Year's Eve, I noticed, or really on the 30th, I noticed that one of my incisions was it wasn't red. It just felt weird, like it was hurting a little bit that night. And then the next morning I looked down at it and it was like red and hot to the touch. And I called my surgeon and he was like, yeah, go to urgent care. It's probably infected. They may have to open it to drain it or whatever, or give you some medication. So I went on that day and it was infected, and we figured out it's because of the 4 incisions that I have. The incision that got infected was the glue or whatever that they put on there actually came off within the first week. Like it started peeling almost immediately, and the nurse at the hospital told me that if it does that and it's rubbing on your clothes, to take like little shears and cut it. And so I did that, not even thinking anything of it because it was so early in the recovery. It was like the first week that happened. I didn't even look or really realize that it was open a little bit still, and I thought that it was going, like that was normal. Like I just thought, oh, okay, the other ones are going to do it soon, but they actually haven't. The glue is still on these and they have healed, like closed. Now I can see like the glue has kind of gone away on its own, but like not in the way that this one did. So this one was like open. And so it got infected. I guess like maybe some soap or something got in there, lotion. So it is infected. I'm on antibiotics currently for 10 days. And on New Year's Day, it actually opened on its own and started draining, which I hope is normal. I go to the doctor tomorrow, so he'll assess and let me know. But that was random. It doesn't hurt anymore. I think it has pretty much drained, and I have like a bandage over it because I now don't want to get anything else in it while it is actively open or whatever. So yeah, that's the weird thing that has happened this week. But other than that, things have been fine. I haven't had any issues with like food intake. I've tried like not really that much more different stuff, but I have had some whatever. I had some chicken like pollo asada. Had a plantain. What else has been new this week? Salsa. But like everything's been fine with that, like with the pouch. What else? I don't know what else I talked about. I think that's pretty much it. Honestly, this week sucks. So hopefully next week is better. Bye.